All right. Good morning, everyone. Apologies, I have to get off the other device so that please confirm that you can hear me. Confirm that you can hear me. Can you please confirm that you can hear me? And if you cannot, okay, thank you. All right, so today we have the agenda. I've already sent this to the platform. And the agenda, we have two items on the agenda actually. I hope we all saw this. Did we all see the agenda? We are just two here. Please, let's talk. You can unmute yourself and talking as much as you don't have any background noise, please.
Yes, ma, I saw the agenda, ma.
How about Tata? Did you see the agenda?
Yes, ma, I did. I'm in a very noisy place, so I will not be able to talk.
But you are talking.
The noise, if it comes up now, it will not.
Yeah, I have to mute you. I saw that. Okay. So, Fatima, I'm going to make you a co-host. Please watch out for the others when they are coming in so that I'm not being distracted unnecessarily. And also, in fact, I'm making the two of you co-hosts. It's also possible that my internet does not network. So in case of anything happening, we'll be in charge until I'm brought back in. So, Mercy, you just came in. Did you see the agenda for this meeting? That's where we were before you came in. Mercy, did you see the agenda?
I will check it now, ma. I'll check it now.
Which means
Good
that
morning,
you
ma.
are even the head of the platform and you are not reading platform. That's the point. All right. For those who have seen the agenda, we want to discuss certain things. So if you have anything to discuss, please raise up your hand and let's go into that. I saw somebody's hand up just now. Okay. We want to discuss our progress so far. Are we getting it? We want to discuss the progress and challenges. So if we are keeping quiet, it shows that we do not have any challenge. So should we go on to the second part of the agenda?
Sorry, ma. I do have a challenge, but I don't know how relatable it is. There are times when I have like these terrible headaches, and it makes me very useless for the entire day. Then there are
You
other
have what?
times headaches,
Okay.
and it makes me useless for the entire day. So it disturbs my productivity. That's the word. I don't know if it is very relatable. There was this yesterday I came across a video on YouTube that was talking about perimenopause, and I hear it starts for women from the ages of 37 all the way till when you go through your menopause itself. And I don't know if I make it unfortunately. Some of these symptoms have actually been something I've been experiencing, and it really disturbs productivity.
Okay.
There was really no solution to it. I guess basically the video was supposed to talk about awareness and probably encourage women that you're not alone. It's not your fault and all of that. So I just wanted to put that out there.
All right. Thank you. There's no way that what happens to us in our private life um, does not affect our businesses. So it's relatable because that was the first question you asked. But incidentally, I'm not a medical doctor. So instead of going to the YouTube has helped you really, because this shows you that you are not alone. It shows that the symptoms you are having could be what it is because you are relating it to your age and all the symptoms you are having. But I think what you should do is to see a medical doctor because you could think that it is pre-menopausal symptoms and it's really not. It could be something else. So you need to go through that diagnosis, and then you need to go through treatments, and then you can surely know, especially from the diagnosis, you will know whether it is premenopausal symptoms or not. You really need to establish that before you know. And your concerns first should actually be your health before you start thinking of the business, because your health has to be stabilized, it has to be stable before you can be productive, just as you have duly realized. So I will advise, and I'm going to follow up, that you see a medical doctor. Online things like YouTube and all of that, Google and stuff, yeah, they help to a certain extent, but sometimes they just put you on a panicky lane unnecessarily, because what you are experiencing may not be sometimes what they have already. And the way people put it, everybody is looking for money. The way they put it, you will just be relating it to yourself. Our mind, the way our mind works is very, very interesting. Even if that's not what is happening to you, you are likely to start feeling that, oh yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Oh yeah, this person is very correct. Oh yeah. And the next thing is, maybe they will say, if this is what you are having, press the link in my bio. And then you press the link, and then it comes to, you need to see me, or you need to pay this much and all of that. That's their own business and they have to pursue it. But you really need to see a medical personnel that you trust, that probably knows your medical history, that you can talk to. No matter how expensive you think that is, it's not as expensive as your life. So you need to see a medical doctor, and then you get the diagnosis correct and you can have treatment. If it's premenopausal, you have treatment for it. It could be as simple as change of diet. It could be as simple as change of lifestyle. It could be as simple as, change of lifestyles also include your exercising, because a lot of things, it could even be as simple as drinking a lot of water, you know? So don't let that bother you that much, but do the right thing as well, like seeing your medical doctor. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ma. There's one other thing, apologies. One of us actually confided in me, and I really didn't know how to handle it. Because she said she's going to pull out. There's nothing anybody could help her with. I tried to ask her or talk
She
to her
said
if I
what?
could. She said she wanted to pull out of the program. And then
Okay.
I tried to ask her if I could speak with anybody, if we could help. She said I shouldn't bother. But she's pregnant and she's having issues with her pregnancy. And because of that, she's unable to attend to any of our meetings or participate in the program that she's looking at pulling out. So I don't know, is there anything that can be done for her case?
Okay, so what you people do not know is that I am a person under authority. And when I subject myself to an authority, I go all the long. So somebody came to my office to do something yesterday. One of the offices, though, the flourishing training place. And then she's into one of these businesses that I do online, the iFood, inclusive food. And you know that real time, we also do branding. And then she saw some hand fans that I did for the iFood business. Then she said, oh, when you want to do anything, you go all the way to do it well. So you see, that's a positive comment. Coming from somebody, that's not what she came to do. So definitely it came from her heart because she just saw that. And I didn't have to do the hand fan. I didn't have to. But truly, for me, whatever I lay my hands on, according to the word of God, I want to do it well. So if I'm not going to do it at all, I will say, no, I'm not doing. Okay? The iFood that I made fans for, they did not pay me for the fans. But I noticed that it will enhance my talking to people about iFood. And I want iFood to succeed, just as I want every one of us there to succeed. I want iFood to succeed as a business. So I went all the way out. I spent my money. Because you may say that, oh, Capsule Group did the fans and all of that, but it cost us money. We bought materials. We spent our time. The staff would have to be paid. Overheads would have to be sorted. But we did it. It came to my mind because this was just yesterday. This lady came to do Royal Q. It had nothing to do with iFood. One is actually in Naira, the other one is in crypto and dollars. But she noticed that, and then she summed me up and said, I have seen that. So this is what people will notice about you and you wouldn't know. I haven't laid that. Honestly, I can pinpoint the person you are talking to. And unfortunately, I've written my first term report. That's why I said I'm a person under authority. I subjected myself to this mentoring program under due. I had a choice. I could have said, I'm very busy. I cannot help with the mentoring, and then we call it a day. Okay? But since I said yes, I know that I would have to look out for the time. Honestly speaking, as I'm speaking to you now, it's not convenient for me at all. You will notice that I put up the agenda just within minutes that you reminded us on the platform. I was into something else entirely, into another training entirely. And then I saw your notification, Fatima, and then I came there. I realized I haven't even given the agenda. So I quickly did that, and I'm here, showing up. So this is part of it, integrity in business. If it's something you are not going to be able to do, then you don't have to sign up for it. It's not compulsory. You know, you were 7. The first person to pull out, I need to tell you the truth, I advised her to. That's idiots. Idiots is well known to me. She was my junior in secondary school. So you can imagine when I was in secondary school and when she was in secondary school. Incidentally, she didn't meet me in school, but the truth is, I went to the only school in the world, actually. All of you that didn't go to Christ School Ado-Ekiti, you didn't go to school. Because in Christ School Ado-Ekiti, as a matter of fact, my husband calls us, I don't want to mention what he calls us. Because we are so into one another. Do you understand? Whatever happens to one, happens to all in Christ School. This idiot that I'm talking about, I really need to mention her name because I'm telling you the truth and you can go and find out. She did not meet me in school. But the moment that you realize that somebody is from that school, you just get together. If I enter any office, even if you happen to be the president of the nation, and I introduce myself as little as I am, as coming from Christ School, the atmosphere changes. Actually, my husband calls us cultists. Let me just say it. But we are not. I don't know how they did it. The bond is so much. So when I saw, and I didn't initiate her being sent to me, just as I have known Dr. Atta over time. We've not met in person, but to me, it looks like she lives next door. I have known Mercy over time. I have met Mercy because she was in one of my trainings and we had to meet at Alausa for the graduation, the cleaning training for the graduation at Alausa Secretariat. That, in fact, before I met her too, you will feel that I've met her, even though I had not met her, but I can say I've met her now. Do you understand? So when you put your name on something, then you stand true. Now, why I advise idiots to withdraw, I told her when she was telling me about all she had on her table, the mother-in-law died, I said, look, if you will sit down there and think that, because I've known you, because I've even known you, is the more reason why I will say the truth. I will mark you as inactive. And that's the truth. When I write my report, either it's the half-term report or the full-term report, I just did the half-term report. And the person you are talking about, I've already marked her inactive because she had been very inactive. How can somebody choose a time for a one-on-one? If she respects my own time and she respects do take action for what they are doing free of charge. Nobody is charging anybody for all of this. Even if we are going to spill rubbish here, which I know I'm not spilling, at least I spend my data. Then you picked a time for your one-on-one, and you were now calling in at another person's one-on-one time. I mean, who does that? If you're talking about pregnancy, by the grace of God, I was pregnant 4 times, and God, in his infinite mercy, delivered me 4 times. And I've seen a lot of women being pregnant. Pregnancy is not a disease, no matter how much problematic it is. Okay? But if you think your own pregnancy is a disease and it's very problematic, then you can pull out. So when idiots told me everything, I said, my dear sister, the best thing for you is to just go and tell Du that you are not doing again. Pull out of my class, because I'm not going to stay here and tell lies concerning you that you attended. No, you did not, and you did not. And what do we call that? Inactivity. And so I'll tell them that you are inactive. The truth and nothing but the truth, because it's actually to help you. If you did not do this, you can always come back. I mean, you can repeat a class now. Is it today that people repeat? Since we were in primary school, people had been repeating classes. If it's and even in primary school, if they say repeat and you don't want to repeat, your father can carry you away from the school now. I'm sure a lot of us would have experienced that. They don't want to repeat. They are too shy to repeat, but they are failed. The parents will take them off and then they'll go and establish them in another school that they have not known their antecedent. That's okay, but you are spoiling their lives. So in this instance too, if you pull out, you can always come back. This one is even better. Maybe it's just mentorship. Although I can say just, but it goes a long way to help in our businesses. So immediately I said this, she said, oh, thank you, ma. And then she came on the platform and she excused herself. That's okay. You cannot be on the platform for close to a month and you have not done nothing, because that's what that person has done to herself. She has not done anything. She doesn't read the platform on time. She does not attend the meetings, even our one-on-one. So I don't know. You can take from what I have expressed now. Number one, I'd already reported her as inactive, because that's what she is. Those that did not come for their one-on-one or that did not choose their one-on-one, they are semi-inactive. Because what you have to do on one-on-one is for you to tell me things that we cannot say openly here, so that we can tackle it together, trusting me to it, and then we move on. Okay? So, I don't know. If she stays and she's still behaving the way she's behaving, she's not gaining anything. So what's the point? If she pulls out now that we are even in half time, it makes it worse, because, but she can, it is a choice. That's what you should be able to tell her. She can take the choice and make a choice and either go or stay, because whatever it is, she will need to come back after delivery by the grace of God. But as a woman, you need to let her know that pregnancy is not a disease. I hope I've been able to make my points and you have understood it.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
All right. Any other thing? Any other challenge? Okay, so, oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. My internet is fluctuating. So if I'm thrown out, let me put off my camera to see if it will stabilize a little bit. Okay, so any other challenge? In the absence of any other challenge that anybody will want us to speak to, we will quickly look at the second thing on the agenda, which, if I am not mistaken, is problem-solving techniques. So when we have problems, how do we look at them? How do we solve them? As usual, I'll give us chances to talk. If you have any defined way that you have solved problems before and it works, please unmute yourself and talk to us. We want to look at how we can solve problems, problem-solving strategies. Is there anyone who has ways of solving problems that you will want to share with us? Please unmute yourself and let us know. Otherwise, I just go on and teach. Okay, so there's no hand raised. Mercy, you are muted. Do you want to talk to us or not?
Yes, good morning, ma. Good morning, everyone. I said the progress solving, if it's something that you've heard about or something that has happened to you, maybe from your own experience, you can use it to advise the person, or from any other person's experience, if it has happened to you. That's the problem on ground. You can use that same experience to explain to the person, to solve the
Like
person's
counseling.
problem. Like counseling, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
From experience.
Great.
From experience. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's quickly go to problem-solving techniques. Number one, before you even, you see, that was like what we told, what I just told Fatima about the headache. You have to define the problem. Definition in our own case is going for diagnosis, okay? Because if you don't even know what's the problem you want to solve, I don't understand how you will be able to go about it. So, the very first thing you look at is to articulate to define the problem, look at it holistically, exactly what is the problem I want to deal with. Is it the problem of finances? Okay. Then what do I now do? You have to define that problem. Without defining the problem, you are not likely to be able to go about solving it. Then you analyze it. Analysis means if I do it this way, how does it pan? If I take it out this way, how does it come out? You know, it is in the analysis that you can now look at the next one, which is you evaluating your options. Like, what options do I have? For instance, if it's a money problem, then you're looking at it that, okay, this is money problem. How much do I even need? Because this is now the analysis. How much do I need? If you think that you need 1.5 million, what is this 1.5 million meant to do? If 500,000 there would be to buy the materials, and then the 250,000 would be to pay for the workers, and then another 250,000 maybe for overheads and stuff. Then you're looking at it, okay, this overhead includes the offices and stuff. Can I just start in my house, where either I do business or not, I will still pay for overheads. I'll pay for energy, I'll pay for water, I'll pay rent and stuff like that. You know, this comes in your analysis. It is when you analyze that you can now develop potential solutions. One of the potential solutions to this now is, let me start from my house. Another potential solution could be, let me use my brothers and sisters or my children to be the workers. This brings out my overhead. Maybe I'll just need to buy them chocolates. Maybe I'll need to promise them that I'll dash them some money. Maybe I'll take them for a break in an eatery or stuff like that. You know? And these options, you need to evaluate them. How good would they be? How much of these problems would they really solve? Would they tackle this succinctly, you know. So this is evaluation. Then you will now select the best option. I hope we are following. You will need to select the best option. Because, okay, so if I decide that to lower my overhead, I want to bring my operations to the house. Then I need to look at my house, the kind of house that I live in, the area that I live in. Is it going to bring more problems for me? Or is it really going to help me? For instance, where I live as a person, commercial activities are not allowed in the estate. So this means that if I decide that this is one of my own solutions and I bring the operations home, I will need to cover it up. That means that my clients cannot come to the house. So you need to also look at the kind of businesses you are running. Will it be okay for your client to come? Will you not be exposing yourself, to the probing lights of the estate people that can now give you a lot of problems, that can now surcharge you or seal up your home because it's in the rules and regulations that you're not supposed to do that. So you have to weigh your options before you select the best option. Okay? For instance, I used to stay in a place where I had my tailoring factory in the compound. Now, there wasn't any problem about the area and the tailoring factory being on the compound, but there was a problem with when I want my clients, that is the people that are giving me uniforms, and they are saying, we want to inspect your factory. There'll be a problem there because you never can tell the kind of character that they will send to come and inspect your factory. We're all looking at people's faces. We do not know their hearts. You are bringing them to your home. This means that you are exposing the security of your home to a number of people. So that wasn't going to cut it out well. So I left the tailoring factory on the compound though, but I opened an adjoining office. Not as big as if I would be opening a tailoring factory, but at least a place where I can tell the clients, meet me up, this is my office. So they want to see the factory. I will definitely be able to look at the people properly before showing them to my factory, because at that stage, I will need to choose between my family's safety and my business. So these are ways you can look at your options, you can look at your problems, and you can look at ways of solving them. Okay? Then, if you've gotten what I'm saying up to this stage, please give me a 1 in the chat box so that I'm not just talking to myself. Can I see your 1 in the chat box? And if you are lagging behind, you don't even understand what I'm saying, kindly put 2 in the chat box. Okay? I can see only 2 1s. Is 1 or 2 things. Is it that you are understanding or you are not understanding? You cannot be neutral. So please put your 1 or your 2. Or the person that is not answering, then I realize that you are not here with us. I put you in the waiting room. Do you understand or you do not? Well, I've already put you in the waiting room because I don't understand why we have to talk. That means that you were not here. So let's go on. You cannot, I can also be doing other things and then be unfair. What I need is not just being present in person. I need people to be present here, body, soul, and spirit. Okay, so we got to the fact that you will select the best option and then you will implement the solution. Implementation of the solution. That is the solution that you now have. You will go ahead and implement. You will do exactly what you think you should be doing. Please, let's look at it. It doesn't mean that the option you have chosen is the correct option. No. But at least you've done something. But it could also mean a perfect option, especially if you have gone through the series of lines that we have analyzed there, that you have first defined the problem, you've analyzed the problem, and in analysis, you can actually talk to people. Now, this is what I am seeing in my business. What do you think? And they analyze with you together. You develop the potential solutions. You evaluate your options. And in evaluating the options, you select the best option. Because when you are evaluating, you can also have many options. So you select the best option. And then you implement the best option, that is the solution you have. And you have to measure the results. You have to measure the results. And in doing all of this, you need to do SWOT analysis for the problems. You have to look at the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. That if I do this, what opportunities will come in for me? For instance, when I was thinking of having another office outside my compound, the opportunities that would come definitely is the fact that we will be able to bring in people to check on us. Unlike when you don't want them to come to your house and you keep, fencing them off. They may not be able to help you a lot, but because they may even be looking at it that maybe you don't even have an office. Maybe you are even fake. But that bit of you bringing them to your office will authenticate what you are doing. It will make you to look genuine because you are, and then they will realize that they are doing business with somebody who is actually there. And in articulating the problem, in you trying to evaluate the options and selecting and everything, you will also be able to use your communication skills, just as we have been told, to articulate these problems, by talking to people, by using other people as sounding boards, by going online to see what's going on in your industry for you to get the solution. And when you want to decide, like when you want to select the best option, you will need to use your decision-making skill. You have to look at, and this includes you're looking at the pros and cons. So if I do it this way, what could go wrong? You need to look at that. Don't look at what could go right alone. Also look at what could go wrong, because if I decide that, okay, I'm not going to get another office because of the costs, which was there anyway. I had to get this on Adeniyi Jones or Ladipo Oluwole. We eventually got one on Ladipo Oluwole, which was cutthroat at that time. But I had to look at the options before me. the pros and the cons. Do I really want to expose my family to any security threats, you know, or I would rather pay this money and be at peace? Because at the end of the day, you have an armed robbery attack. It might not even be from the people you have invited home, but your mind will keep pushing to them. And this could, spoil a lot of relationship, So you have to look at the pros and cons. If anybody has any question, please, let's hear you. Because I have finished my presentation. I have finished what I need to talk to you about. It's only if you want, if you have any addition, you want to add something, or you have questions, please let us know. And you can just do that by unmuting yourself by yourself and then talking to us.
Hello, Ma. This is a bit outside what you spoke about. Yeah, I don't have any questions, but Mercy called me. She said she was actually driving, that she had to park to type the one, that she's listening and everything, that we should add her back.
It still shows that she was not with us. You can add her back, but I don't like all of this behavior. I could be doing what I'm doing and be here half-heartedly. You need to create time. You can add that, but you need to create time for what is important for you. If it's important to you, then you will create the time. How many minutes are we going to spend here? I can decide also to be driving to a party, and then I would devote. That's what I told you when I was talking about putting myself into everything that I'm into.
Yes, sir.
So you can add her, but I've already done that. I put her out because that's what I should do. But I'm done with presentation anyway, so adding her back doesn't really mean anything to me. She's the head of the group, and she should do better. How many minutes are we going to spend here? You can dedicate the number of minutes we are going to spend here and allocate that time to eat this morning, which, as I have done, and I don't have to anyway, but that's what I've done. I had to stop everything I was doing to be here. So if she feels that it's important for her to be here, she could have stopped driving a long time ago to listen to what we have to say and then talk to us about it. So that's it. Anyway, does anybody have any addition or subtraction, or we can come to the end of the meeting? Okay, so in the absence of other contribution, I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I believe we have gained one or two things. If you've gained anything, let's have your G in the chat room. If you've gained anything new, put your G in the chat room. And if you've gained nothing, you can put N in the chat room, is also allowed. Don't put G if you have not gained anything. But if you know you've gained something, put your G. If you've gained nothing, put your N, and then we can call it a day. Like I said, thank you very much for being here. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ma.